He didn't steal, he didn't lie. He just told the truth and got fired for it. But 2 years later, that same truth would destroy his boss live on national television. This is a story about integrity, revenge, and the ultimate comeback. But before we dive in, let me ask you, would you have stayed quiet to keep your job? Let me know in the comments below. Ethan Miller was the kind of employee every company claims to love. He was loyal, hardworking, and painfully honest. He truly believed in the company he worked for. So when he discovered his firm was systematically faking client reports, skooking the books to make their performance look better than it was, he thought reporting it was the right thing to do. He thought it would earn him respect, maybe even a promotion. He meticulously gathered evidence, double-checked his findings, and scheduled a meeting with his boss, a charismatic man named Richard. Ethan laid out everything on the table, expecting shock, maybe even gratitude for catching a potentially disastrous issue. Instead, Richard smiled. It was a chilling, empty smile. He shook Ethan's hand, thanked him for his diligence, and told him he'd look into it. The very next morning, Ethan's access card was deactivated. A short, cold email from HR informed him that his position had been terminated, effective immediately. Just like that, Ethan lost everything. He had no savings to fall back on, no glowing references. Instead, he was branded a troublemaker, a snitch. His career, which he had built with such care, crumbled to dust. Imagine being punished for doing the right thing. I want you to think about it for a second. Would you have kept quiet to protect your livelihood, or would you have spoken up like Ethan did? Tell me your honest thoughts. Months turned into a blur of rejection. Ethan applied for job after job, but the industry is smaller than you think. Word had gotten out. Nobody wanted to hire the guy who couldn't be a team player. He was running out of money, hope, and options. The weight of being ostracized for his honesty was crushing. Then, one night, as he was scrolling through the news, a headline caught his eye. It was a report exposing a billion-dollar fraud case at another corporation, a scandal almost identical to the one he had tried to report. The public was outraged. The executives were facing serious jail time. And in that moment, something clicked for Ethan. He wasn't the problem, the corrupt system was. A powerful idea began to form in his mind. If no one would hire him, he'd build his own platform. A place where the truth couldn't be silenced. A company dedicated to exposing corporate corruption publicly and without fear. He started small with just a second-hand laptop, a simple website, and one unwavering mission. Truth doesn't need permission. He called his site Glasstruth. At first, it was just a small blog where he analyzed public financial reports, pointing out discrepancies others missed. But then, something amazing happened. An anonymous employee from a tech company leaked a memo. Then another from a different firm sent in documents proving safety violations. Whistleblowers who were too scared to go to the authorities found courage in the anonymity Glasstruth provided. The site became a sanctuary for the truth. Within a year, Glasstruth was making national headlines. It was trending everywhere. Journalists cited its reports, and regulators started paying attention. And guess whose company was the first to be featured on its front page in a major expose? Richard's. Ethan didn't even have to write the article himself. A group of current employees, inspired by his platform, had leaked a mountain of undeniable proof. The truth, as they say, did the work for him. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. By morning, Richard was fired in a public statement. By noon, his company's stock had collapsed, wiping out billions in value. The man who had smugly fired Ethan was now facing a federal investigation. Now, here's a question for you. Was this karma, or was it cruelty? Did Ethan go too far by creating the platform that led to his old boss's ruin? Or was it justice, plain and simple? You might think that's the end of the story, but it gets even better. A government official, seeing the impact of Glasstruth, called Ethan in for questioning. He walked in expecting to be punished, to be told he'd gone too far. Instead, he was offered a job. The government wanted him to become a federal consultant on corporate ethics, using his unique insight to help reform the system from the inside. The man once called a snitch was now being hailed as a national hero. Ethan didn't seek revenge, he built a system of justice. And his old boss, Richard, the last Ethan heard, he was applying for entry-level jobs at companies that Ethan now audits. The tables had completely turned, so let me leave you with one final thought. If you were in Ethan's place and your old boss came to you, desperate for a second chance, would you forgive him, or would you let karma finish the job? Comment your answer below. I'm really curious to see what you all think, and I'll be pinning the most thoughtful response. Thanks for watching. If you love stories where the underdog wins and the truth triumphs over power, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next video.